Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, sir.
This is Muhammad Salim Mia, Assistant Professor, Department of Business Administration, Asian University of Bangladesh. Your course title is Business Communication and course code is BBA 2401. Today, I will conduct your classes regarding to Chapter 1. Chapter 1, Introduction to Business Communication. Chapter outline, what is communication? Some definitions of communication, the communication process, elements of communication, communication situation, importance of communication in business, objectives of communication in business. Now at first, what is communication? Communication may be understood as transfer of information, idea, opinion, attitude, etc. from a sender to a receiver. কমিউনিকেশন বলতে বোঝায় কোনো ইনফরমেশন, আইডিয়া, অপিনিয়ন অথবা অ্যাটিটিউড, এগুলোর যে কোনো একটি হতে পারে, ট্রান্সফার করা ফ্রম এ সেন্ডার টু এ রিসিভার। একজন সেন্ডারের কাছ থেকে রিসিভারের কাছে যখন কোনো ইনফরমেশন, আইডিয়া, অপিনিয়ন, অ্যাটিটিউড এক্সেট্রা ইত্যাদি যখন ট্রান্সফার করা হবে, সেই প্রসেসটাকে বলা হচ্ছে কমিউনিকেশন। ইন আওয়ার ডেফিনেশন অফ কমিউনিকেশন, we see that three conditions are necessary for communication to take place. From the above definition, we can see that there are three conditions related with effective communication to take place. First one, there must be at least two persons, sender and receiver, involved in communication. There must be at least two persons, two parties. One is sender and another is receiver. The second one, there must be some information to be communicated. There must be some information or message or opinions, etc. to be communicated. And third one, an attempt must be made to transmit this information. That means this information must be transferred, must be transmitted. These are three conditions related with effective communication to take place. Now some other definitions of communication. According to Murphy and Peck, communication is a two-way process of exchanging ideas or information between human beings. Murphy and Peck noted that communication is a two-way process. Communication is a two-way traffic, not one way, where sender and receiver communicate simultaneously. The sender will send the message to the receiver. The receiver will receive the message, while the receiver again send the message or feedback to the sender. In this way, the communication is a two-way process of exchanging ideas or information between human beings. Moreover, Murphy and Peck mentioned that the exchanging of ideas or information between human beings, not between other animals. The exchanging, the interaction of ideas or information between rational animals, that means human beings, is communication. From the above definition of Murphy and Crick, we can see the most important features of the definition of communication. Number one, communication is a two-way process. And number two, the ideas or information that will be exchanged between human beings. Now, other definition of communication, according to R.S. Davhar, communication is the process of meaningful interaction among persons in an organization, resulting in meanings being perceived and understandings effected among such persons. R.S. Davhar defined communication as the process of meaningful interaction among persons in an organization. That means the meaningful interaction, the meaningful exchanges of ideas or views or information among the employees of an organization, resulting in meanings being perceived and understandings effected among such persons. And the meanings of the message are clear to the receivers, to the employees. The receivers, the audiences or employees or personnel of the organization, they can conveniently perceive the meanings of the information, meanings of the result. That means the information is understandable to the employees, to the receivers, and they can provide the feedback accordingly. Now the process of communication. Here the communication process is illustrated through a flow chart. We can see here the elements of communication process: sender, encoding, message, channel, decoding, receiver, feedback, and noise. Sender is the person, sender is the one who sends messages to the receiver. If it is written communication, the sender is called writer. But when it is verbal communication, the sender is called speaker. As the sender encoded the message or information to the receiver, so sender is called the encoder of the messages. Now the messages or information is transferred or transmitted through the medium or channel, the medium or channel through which the messages transfers from the sender to the receiver. Now the receiver decoded the message according to his experiences. So receiver is called the decoder of the message or information. Receiver may be the listener or reader. If the communication is written communication, then receiver is called reader of the message. But if the communication is verbal communication, if the communication is oral communication, the receiver is called the listener. After receiving the information or opinion or messages, the receiver provides feedback. The receiver responses, make answers to the sender. This is called feedback. The reactions of the receiver is called the feedback. Now noise. If the message or information is not meaningful to the receiver, if the receiver don't understand the messages, the information, then it is called noise. Because the meaningful interaction between sender and receiver is called communication. If it is not meaningful, then it is noise. Now the elements of communication are discussed here. Sender, one who sends the message is the sender. Who sends the message is either the writer or speaker, depending upon whether the communication is written or oral. Sender is the encoder of the messages. You know very well. Now messages, the messages may consist of both verbal, written or spoken symbol and non-verbal symbols to convey ideas from the sender to the receiver. The messages may consist both verbal or written symbols to convey the ideas or information from sender to the receiver. Now channel, the medium used to convey the message is the channel. Like message content, the choice of channel or medium is influenced by the interrelationships between the sender and receiver. What kind of channel will be used? It depends upon the message contents. The interrelationships between sender and receiver. Now receiver, the message receiver is the reader or listener and decoder of the message. The receiver receives messages through eyes, ears, and sometimes through touch and decode according to his or her own experience. The receiver can receive the messages or information or opinion through eyes or ears or sometimes through touch. That means the receiver can receive the messages through sense organs. The meaningful interpretation of sensation is called perception. Now feedback. Feedback is the receiver's reaction. Feedback creates a two-way process of communication rather than a simple send-receive relationship. The success or failure of the communication is indicated by the feedback. After receiving the messages or information, the receiver make reactions or make responses or provide answers. This is feedback. Feedback creates the two-way process of communication. The sender sends the message to the receiver receive it and responses. This is two-way communication rather than a simple send-receive relationship. But if only the sender send the messages and receiver receive the message or information, this is a simple send-receive relationship. This is one-way communication, not a two-way communication process. Through feedback or responses, communication is a two-way communication process. The success or failure of the communication is indicated by the feedback. The success or failure of the communication is depend on the feedback. For instances, a business firm circulated an advertising campaign through the media or channel. It may be radio, television, newspaper, etc. for their audiences, for the prospects, for the potential customers. After receiving the message or information, or after viewing, after seeing, after getting the information through the advertising campaign, the receiver or the prospects or potential customers, they make a feedback. It may be positive feedback or negative feedback. They may purchase the product or they don't purchase the product. If the objective or purpose of the advertising campaign is to increase the sales volume, and after receiving the message, the audiences or prospects or potential customers, if they don't purchase the product, that means the communication is not effective. That means the effectiveness of the communication depends upon the feedback. Now communication situation. Communication situation is indicative of such a situation in which communication takes place between the sender and the receiver in such a way that the receiver understands the messages. Communication situation means a situation in which communication takes place between the sender and receiver in such a way that the receiver understands the message. Communication situation is thus deemed to exist if the following conditions or requisites available. We can say that the communication situation is existed. First one, there is a person, sender, willing to pass on some information. That means there must be a sender. Number two, another person, receiver, is there to whom the information is passed on. The receiver is a person to whom the information is passed on. That means he or she receives the information or message. Number three, the receiver understands the messages partly or wholly. And number four, there is a feedback from the receiver. From the above discussion, we can say that there are four requisites, four criteria that must be fulfilled to be an effective communication situation. Number one, there must be a sender. Number two, there must be a receiver. Number three, the message is understandable to the receiver. The receiver understands the messages partly or wholly. And last one, number four, there is a feedback from the receiver. After getting the information, the receiver will make a response or provide a feedback to the sender. In the absence of any of these four components, the communication situation is deemed non-existent. If any one of the above mentioned components of communication situation is absent, we can say that communication situation is deemed to non-existent. There are some examples to make understandable to the students. Example one. One English speaking lady is talking about politics to a rural illiterate woman of Chittagong who can understand her local language only. Communication situation does not exist. here because the said woman does not exist here, because the said woman does not understand English, and as a result fails to provide any feedback. From the above example, we can see that there is a sender, that means one English speaking lady, and one receiver, a rural illiterate woman of Chittagong. The English speaking lady is talking about politics to a rural illiterate woman of Chittagong. Here, the receiver does not understand the messages because she understands only her local languages. She don't understand English, as well as she does not understand the politics. So the messages is not understandable to the receivers, to the illiterate rural women of Chittagong. And another point is, as she doesn't understand the messages or information, as a result, she fails to provide any feedback to the English speaking lady. So here communication situation is not existed. Communication situation does not exist. Now another example of communication situation. The manager told the supervisor to attend office at 9 a.m. and he responded accordingly. Communication situation existed here because there was a sender, that means the manager, and also a receiver, the supervisor. The supervisor understood the message and also responded accordingly. From the analysis of example 2, we can see that here is a sender, that means the manager of the organization, and a receiver, that means the supervisor. And the messages or information is understandable to the supervisor, to the receiver. And he make a feedback, positive feedback. That means he attend the office at 9 a.m. according to the instruction of the manager, according to the instruction of the boss. So here communication situation exists. The four criteria, four components of the communication situations have been fulfilled here. The sender, the receiver, the message is understandable to the receiver, and last one, the receiver makes a feedback to the sender. Have you got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, any one of you can deliver the summary of today's discussion.
Sir.
Okay.
And so today we will understand that what is communication. Communication may be understood as a transfer of information, idea, opinion, attitude from a sender to a receiver. And then we will discuss some definition of communication, which is Morphy and Peak. And then the communication process. The communication process involves mainly 7 steps. Sender, message, channel, receiver, feedback, and then we discuss about elements of communication. Then we discuss the communication situation.
Okay, thank you, Faria, for your responses. Now, anybody else? What is the summary of today's class? Anybody of you? Okay, thank you very much. No more today. See you again, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.